what you want to do. I mean, for me, I mean, I wouldn't have a job unless I made myself look
That's true.
You'd have to go back to surgery.
It's in my job description. Or I'd have to be a man.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I mean, I could do my job and be a man and get old.
Oh, yeah.
And I could, but quite honestly, I do my job and I do what I do because I love the technology. I mean, I love the laser technology. I love the filler. I mean, I love what we can do now. Is that we can actually look almost as young as we feel. You know, most people feel much younger than their chronological age. Now, you just turned 51, but probably your brain feels about 30.
17, actually.
17.
I kind of stopped right there.
I don't know if men ever get over 25.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see? Yeah.
Growing old is mandatory, but growing up is totally optional. That's
Peter Pan.
So, but don't think that women feel any differently. We feel young in our brains. I mean, I always say I feel 35. And I felt 35 for a lot of years. And I don't, you know, I think that's a good thing. And I want my body and my face to mirror some of that, you know. I want to bounce in my step. I want to have good posture. I don't want to be, you know, have the dowager's hump and walk, you know, slow with a wide stance. I'm going to do as much as I can to be fit and to be muscular and to be healthy, and so that my brain can manifest itself in a healthy, attractive body. And it's fine if it looks 55. I don't care, or 60, or whatever it looks.
Of course, you want to be 100 when it looks 55.
But it just goes with that sense of, and it's not about being young, it's about vitality. Mm-hmm. For me, it's about vitality and clarity and the ability to do things more than it is about an age.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because I've seen a lot of younger people that just have such a sour demeanor. Their face is pulled into a continuous scowl, and it's like you look at them, and it doesn't matter how old they are. They don't look happy. They don't look healthy. And I think it's all about, you know, it's all about just that look of health, or that you're enjoying your life, that makes a big difference.
Well, you know what someone looks like when they're depressed. You know, but you can be old and not, and you don't, I mean, you can be old and not be depressed, and probably that attractive older woman, that elder that you're referring to with all the lines in his or her face, has a glow or a sparkle in their eye and a sharp wit and a, you know, clearness of mind, and those things are very youthful. And it's respected, you know, it's respected in an older person when they're clear and sharp, and you don't feel like they have to be taken care of, you know, because once you have to be taken care of, then you're reverting to a more dependent, you know, almost infantile state, and that's what happens to people as they get older and older and older. You know, I see it happening in my mother, who's 89. She's still sharp, but I see physically the aging process is making her more dependent, and quite honestly, she accepts that dependence. You know, she accepts that she needs this care and that kind of care.
Well, at least she accepts it.
Well, it hasn't been easy for her, but she accepts it.
Yeah. My father said that was his biggest concern, was not growing old and not even dying, but becoming dependent. He really didn't want to become a burden to the family. So, yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
So, you know, I don't know I mean, I'm sure some of it's vanity, but I think that some of it creates confidence. It creates, I don't know, to me it creates a better state of mind for me, and I see it creating a better state of mind for a lot of women, because we're concerned about the way we look.
Yeah, I suppose everybody has to find their way to find their bliss, whatever that may be. So,
well, it's interesting. You have a girls' night out a couple of times a year at the office.
2 months, actually.
Every 2 months. All right,
6 times a year.
And I've been able to go and listen to what women are saying, and I think that body confidence is something. I mean, they don't use those words, of course, but they just say, wow, since I had this, or since I had my dermabrasion or whatever, I just, you know, I just feel better about myself. And it's the seduction of self, I think, that makes you feel sexy, makes you feel attractive. Because you're not going to go out and seduce your partner if you feel, you know, like a drab, beaten down, depressed, ugly worm, you know? You're going to have to go out there and say, oh yeah, oh yeah.
But I think it's even bigger than that. It's not just seducing your partner. You said the seduction of self, which I like that term because it really gives you, if you feel good about yourself, you're seducing life. You are embracing life.
I like that.
And I think I quite honestly think that's a big part of it. That's why I said Botox is the new hat of the 50s. Okay, in 1950, what did women get to, you know, embellish themselves? A new hat, a new pair of shoes, a new pair of gloves. Maybe they had a car. They had a new washing machine, certainly. And those were the
I need
things,
a new washing. If you're watching, I need a new washing machine.
Those were the things that seduced women kind of back into the home after World War II.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were all out working, and then the men came back, and they had to be seduced back into the home by those things. But now women are so much more independent. There are more women who are not dependent on a man, and they have careers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What was that?
I don't know.
So
you're hitting the chocolate there, Dr. Parker.
I think that whole the confidence and feeling good about yourself and what you do and the statement that you make, whether it be with a new hat or having your cheeks lifted a little bit, you know, is a real thing. And I think that in our culture and in this time, we just do it differently. I think it's always been there. We know that even primitive tribes, they embellished themselves.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
know, with tattoos, with the
jewelry,
the keloid, the production of keloids, jewelry, feathers, animal hides, whatever.
Foot binding.
So this whole, you know,
cod pieces,
embellishing yourself and dressing yourself up is nothing new. It's been going on since the caveman, probably.
Well, studio audience, any quickie questions? Because I think we need to let Dr. Parker go. Alrighty, super.
Okay.
Thank you so much. We're going to go to commercial. We're going to commercial
In a minute, apparently. So,
yeah.
okay.
So we're almost ready to do that. So
right.
we have the website up under guest resources. You can find Dr. Parker's website if you on our website, her website.
You're watching Modern Pagan TV. If you'd be interested in advertising on our program or becoming a sponsor, please email info@modernpagan.tv. We'll be right back after these important messages.
Same communication to hear unspoken love.